please. Ms. Allison, would you please call the roll?
Banks.
Here.
Velasco. Chambers. Dietz. Foster.
Here.
Phillips.
Here.
Wallace.
Here.
White.
Here.
Velasco. Dietz. And Chairman Clifton.
Here. Thank you. Do I hear a motion?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. We excuse those commissioners not present. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. You have been submitted a copy of the minutes from our October the 12th meeting. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes as presented?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Foster.
yes, I'd like the record to show for our agenda item number 8, rezoning number 2021-18, to indicate that I abstained on that vote.
Okay, would you please make a note of that?
Move for approval as amended.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to be approved as amended. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, under administrative, if you are here for item number 10, to amend the land use plan from multifamily to trade fair, to rezone from R1 to C4, to allow a mini storage at 8411 Kim Drive, that item has been postponed from our agenda today, and it will not be heard. We will move now right into our Planning Commission items. First item on our agenda today is to amend the land use plan from community shopping to multifamily to rezone from C4 to R4 to allow for apartments at 12,000 Paul Eels Drive. Is the applicant here? Give us your name for the record, please.
Jerry Kelso, I'm with Craft and Toll Engineers, representing the developer on this one.
Okay. Has there been any comments to the staff on this? Staff does recommend approval. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application, either for or against? On the application as presented, please call the roll.
Foster.
Yes.
Dietz. Chambers.
Yes.
Velasco.
yes,
Banks.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Wallace.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Chairman Clifton.
Yes, your application did pass. You can see Mr. Spencer about how to proceed next. Thank you. Next item is subdivision number 2021, number 26, Mr. Chambers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Design Review Committee met and considered item SD 2021-46, links at the Rock, Block 1, Lot 2, a replat and site plan review of apartments at 12,000 Paul Eels Drive. These are the apartments that just passed the rezoning recommendation. The applicant was present, agreed to items 1 through 13 in subsections, and the Development Review Committee recommends approval.
second,
Motion made and seconded that this application be approved as presented. Has the applicant made a copy of this, the recommendations?
Yes, sir, we have, and we concur with those recommendations.
Okay, good. Thank you. Anyone in the audience like to speak for or against this application? On the application, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next item, subdivision case 2021-49, Mr. Chambers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Development Review Committee met and considered item SD 2021-49, Hale Addition, Lot 1, preliminary plat for an industrial lot on Faulkner Lake Road. The applicant was present, agreed to items 1 through 8 in subsections, and Development Review Committee recommends approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, this application be approved as submitted. Is the applicant here?
Yes, sir.
Would you like to, have you been presented a copy of the recommendations?
Yes, sir, we have all, and we agree to 1 through 8.
Okay, and give us your name for the record, please.
My name is Corbett Schaffner. I'm with McClellan Consulting Engineers.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application, either for or against? On the application as submitted, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next item is rezone case number 2021-21 to rezone from C6 to a PUD to allow for townhouses at 601 North Olive Street. Yes, sir. Give us your name for the record, please.
Vernon Williams with Garnett Engineering.
You have been before the Design Review Committee, and they have recommended some conditions. Have you inspected those?
Yes, and we're comfortable with them.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application, please call the roll.
Belasco,
Yes.
Wallace,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Foster,
Abstain.
Yes.
Banks, Chambers,
Yes.
Dietz, White,
Yes.
Chairman Clifton.
Yes. The application did pass, and Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you where to go next. Thank you. Our next item, item number 5, is subdivision 2021-50.
tomorrow.
Mr. Chambers?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Development Review Committee met and considered item SD 2021-50, Argenta Edition, Block 38, Lots 1AR through 7FR, a replat and site plan review for townhouses at 601 North Olive Street. The applicant was present, agreed to items 1 through 12 in subsections. The Development Review Committee recommends approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. This be approved as submitted. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this application, either for or against? All in favor of the application as submitted? Aye?
Aye.
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 Mr. Chairman, I need to reflect that I had to abstain on this one also.
Mr. Foster?
I'm going to abstain on my vote.
Mr., please let the record show that Mr. Foster abstained. All opposed? Aye? Thank you. Next item is item number 6, subdivision 2021-52. Mr. Chambers?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Development Review Committee met and considered item SD 2021-52, Argenta Edition, Block 49, Lots 1 through 3, replat the northeast corner of 8th and Poplar Streets. The applicant was present, agreed to items 1 through 7 in subsections, and the Development Review Committee recommends approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. This application be approved as submitted. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? All in favor of the application as presented? Aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. Next item is number 7, subdivision 2021-53. Mr. Chambers?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Development Review Committee met and considered SD 2021-53, Gerald Horton Edition, Lot 1, site plan review for a warehouse addition at 8740 Maumelle Boulevard. The applicant was present, agreed to items 1 through 10 in subsections. The Development Review Committee recommends approval.
second,
Motion made and seconded, this application be approved as submitted. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application as submitted, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
aye,
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda, number 8, has been postponed. Number 9, subdivision 2021-56, Mr. Chambers.
Oh, hang on. Number eight.
Number 8 is not postponed. 10 is, but not 8.
I'm sorry, excuse me, yes. Item number 8 on our agenda is rezone case number 2021-19 to rezone from C3 to C4 to allow an indoor mini storage at 900 West Pershing Boulevard. Is the applicant here?
Good afternoon, Brian Dale with Joe White and Associates representing the applicant.
Okay, has there been any comments, any further comments from the staff or any comments called in to the staff?
Just people calling to find out what's going on, and once they find out what's going on, usually in support.
Okay. Is there any outdoor storage proposed or allowed on this request?
None. Everything will be contained inside.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? For or against? Any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application, please call the roll.
White,
Yes.
Chambers,
Yes.
Belasco,
yes,
Foster,
Yes.
Dietz, Banks,
Yes.
White,
I already answered yes.
okay, Wallace,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Foster.
Yes again.
I missed a spot, sorry. And Chairman Clifton.
Yes. Your application did pass, and Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you what to do next. Thank you. Next item is subdivision case 2021-56, Mr. Chambers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Development Review Committee met and considered item SD 2021-56, Pershing Addition, Lot 1, site plan review for mini storage at 900 West Pershing Boulevard. The applicant was present, agreed to items 1 through 12 in subsections, and the Development Review Committee recommends approval.
second,
Okay, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? All in favor of the application as presented? Aye.
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 aye,
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. See Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you where to go next. Okay, thank you. Next item was number 10, and it has been postponed. Move to item number 11, special use case number 2021-18. Is the applicant here? Please come forward and give us your name, please.
Brittany Robinson.
Okay. Have you received a list of considerations to be considered?
Yes, sir.
Do you approve of those?
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application For or against? Staff recommendation is approval with conditions. Any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application as presented, please call the roll.
Banks,
Yes.
Belasco,
Yes.
Chambers,
Yes.
Dietz, Foster,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Wallace,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Chairman Clifton.
Yes, the application was approved. See Mr. Spencer and he can tell you what to do next. Thank you. Next item is special use case number 2021-20 to allow accessory use an ATM machine in the front building line of 4109 East Broadway.
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
yeah, do number 19, back up one.
2021-19.
Well, I'm going all over the place today. Number 19, item number 12, special use case number 2021-19 to allow a daycare center in an I-2 zone at 205 and 207 Steed Road. Is the applicant here?
Roy Caruth.
Give us your name, please.
Roy Caruth.
Irene Caruth.
Okay. Have you received a copy of the conditions to be considered?
Yes.
You approve of those conditions?
Yes.
The Design Review Committee recommendation is approval with the conditions. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application, either for or against? Are there any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application as presented, please call the roll.
White,
Yes.
Wallace,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
Dietz, Chambers,
Yes.
Belasco,
Yes.
Banks,
Yes.
Chairman Clifton.
Yes. Your application did pass. See Mr. Spencer and he can tell you what to do. Thank you. Next item is item number 13, special use case 2021-20 to allow an accessory use, an ATM machine, in the front of a building line at 4109 East Broadway. Is the applicant here?
Sir.
Give us your name, please.
Michael Villarreal. Sure. V as in Victor, ILLARREAL.
Okay. The staff has made some recommendations. Have you been provided a copy of those recommendations?
Yes, sir.
Do you approve of those?
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners?
This is Steve White. I've got one.
Yes, sir, Mr. White.
I'm just curious. In that area, are y'all not worried about that just being broken into every other night?
No, sir. This is going to be a bank-owned and operated ATM. It is highly secured. It's not a small indoor ATM. It's got a level 1 vault, and we also have security cameras that protect the ATM, alarms, everything's censored, and we have also bollards that are opposite of the ATM that prohibit any type of ramming into the ATM as well.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chambers?
Yes, I don't know if this was the precise angle of Mr. White's question, but What about the patrons that use the ATM? It can be a dangerous area, and I understand you've protected the machine 6 sides and back, but what about a patron that's there getting money and they're accosted? I mean, is there any,
Yeah.
are we creating an attractive nuisance, in other words?
Well, it's been shown that drive-up ATMs are much safer than walk-up ATMs. Obviously, if you've seen walk-up ATMs, you walk up to a wall, your back's to everyone, and you're doing a transaction. In this case, you remain safe inside your vehicle. It's very transparent. If you pull up, if you see anybody loitering, you can continue driving off. If it looks safe, you can pull in, get your cash, pull it into your door, lock your doors, and drive off.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Foster?
Is there adequate site lighting that's already present at the shopping center? And then also, is there additional lighting that's emitted from this ATM site?
Yes, we as developers put in our own lighting, so we don't rely on any property lighting to provide lighting for the ATM. So we will install, I believe in this case, it's one light pole with, I think, 2 or 3 light heads. We use LED light heads. They're very bright. They provide a candle foot of north of 15 candle foot per square foot.
Wow.
And as a comparison, a normal parking lot is probably 2 to 4 candle foot.
Is it,
Plenty of lighting.
you don't show that light pole on your site plan. In proximity, where is that? How far is it away from this?
The light pole sits right adjacent to the ATM and the canopy, and
Okay.
so right there.
So it's
The
basically
canopy
right at the ATM?
Right at the ATM,
Okay.
and the canopy also has LED lights underneath it to add any, light right at the ATM.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
you're welcome.
So are you saying that the light from the light pole is shielded so that there's no scatter onto the highway?
That's correct. All light is LED light, and it's faced straight down.
Okay.
So there's no lights facing towards any main road.
I'm concerned about glare, so.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't have any issues with glare.
Okay, thank you. Anyone in the audience would like to speak on this application? Are there any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application as presented, all in favor, please call the roll.
Chambers,
Yes.
Belasco,
Yes.
Banks,
Yes.
Dietz, Foster,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Wallace,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Chairman Clifton.
Yes. The application did pass, so Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you where to go next.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 14 on our agenda is a public hearing, number 2021-24, to amend the master street plan to change Highway 70 between Highway 391 and the Lonoke County line from a collector to a minor arterial with an 80-foot wide right-of-way. Mr. Spencer?
Actually, we have
To speak on that,
Mr.
Mr.
Cook?
Cook.
we are just proposing to, in our street plan, to make it minor arterial from 391 to the east to account for the current Amazon project, the street widening they just did at and the signal improvements, and the future development that is proposed. Go out there and especially with the future annexation.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
You're going to, the minor arterials requirements 80-foot right-of-way, but what is the right-of-way there now as it is a
60,
collector?
Is it 60 currently?
It's 60 currently.
Okay.
So because of the lake or whatever, bog or
Right.
whatever you want to call it, the 20 feet is going to be on to this
Okay.
property to the north.
Okay, thank you.
And so
That'll
that
be my next
they'll
question.
understand that.
Yeah.
And then there also, we have plans for 4 other large distribution centers coming in right there to where the highway will need to be improved
Okay.
to
Yeah, it'll
handle
be-
that much traffic.
Currently, it's 2 12-foot lanes, I think, and then what the Amazon improvements that Redstone just completed was widening it to 36 feet of pavement with the turn lane.
So how many lanes are going to be there?
Right now, it's just going to be 2 in either direction in the center turn lane through there.
What did Amazon build? I don't think, I just drove that road. I don't think they built 4 lanes and a center lane left turn.
No, they didn't build a 4-lane road.
Okay,
The pavement width that they have currently is 36 feet,
okay.
and it's wide, it varies.
So my question would be, if we do this in the future development, widens it all to 48 feet or whatever it's supposed to be, and it's going to apparently bottleneck down in front of Amazon to be a 3-lane road as opposed to a 4-lane with center lane.
40 feet of pavement, that's what Amazon just built.
Okay.
Currently 40 feet of pavement.
Did they dedicate 80 feet?
That I'm not sure of.
They dedicated 20.
Right.
Are there 20 to give it 80?
Dedicated 20 to make a 60, 80?
Yes.
So
Okay,
the
so
total
the-
expansion's on the north side of the highway.
So if yes, and so if the city wants that extra 8 feet of pavement, it's on their dime.
On the development's dime or on the city's?
So, well, Amazon's finished their improvement. It's 40 feet. If the city wants that additional 8 feet of pavement so as not to cause a bottleneck or anything,
Correct,
that would be the city doing that improvement.
correct, essentially.
Well, that's only on the Amazon side, I guess on the adjacent, because we're talking about more than just
The
Amazon.
future stuff is all
Correct.
gonna be, minimum minor arterial standards. I guess, when the road takes off through departs the, alignment with the swamp, I guess the dedications will come out both sides at that point, correct?
Where it's available, yes.
Straight away,
Yes. Once you get past the watered area,
okay,
it would be 10 foot on each side.
okay.
Mr. Banks?
Yeah, I'm a little confused here. So this is state jurisdiction.
Correct.
So have the state already made this change to what, acquire additional right of way?
As far
Or
as I know,
how-
they
how is
haven't.
it-
The state kicked in a certain amount of dollars for the Amazon project, or for them to do the widening and signal improvements there.
Right?
And I've been told that the other developments will seek out DOT help for the widening that will be required.
Because when
Adjacent to their
you when you
properties.
designate right of way, that means we're saying that the state is gonna acquire additional right of way. Oh, we can't.
I think what
I'm-
Mr.
I'm
Banks is
confused
saying
a
is
little
a
bit.
state issue, not a city issue.
Yeah, I'm confused.
That we require dedication of right-of-way as a part of development. So if we put this on our master street plan, we require an 80, well, whenever they develop their land, they have to give us 80, whatever required to make 80.
So what you're saying is really all we're voting on is updating our master street
Yes.
plan, not dedication of right of way.
Correct. So we've done this in other developments, on
Correct,
other
yeah.
highways where.
We're just updating the master street plan for future plans.
It has nothing to do with dedication of
Correct.
right of ways.
No, yeah, we're not asking anybody to dedicate
That'll
anything
go
at the
along with
time.
They would
development.
have to take.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what confused me. It just,
No,
that's like, wait a minute.
So we're
something
just
ain't-
planning ahead that if these other businesses come in that are the same size as Amazon, we're prepared to have future right-of-way plans.
Correct.
That grants or DOT or whoever can apply for, but at least we have a plan for it.
So this kind of paves the way for the state to do that acquisition of additional right of way.
that way when developments come along, that right of way will already be donated.
So is there any benefit to having a collector type of street on the parallel to and north of these distribution centers so that each distribution center isn't a cul-de-sac unto itself dumping out on 70, that they all have a way of getting back to the interchange on the north side too? Catch what I'm saying?
Yeah, at the moment, it's multiple private property owners. At the moment, it's multiple private property owners that,
If we were to show the road on our master street plan, they would need to develop that road through.
correct.
It's a great idea after Amazon's built, of course.
You're talking extension of Barton Road. Barton's the
Yes.
one to the
Yeah,
north.
Barton Road extending along the northern edge and tying back into Highway 70 to make circulation in that area more fluid as opposed to, you turn into ABC warehouse, you turn out of ABC warehouse, and all of those vehicle trips per day are loading Highway 70.
There,
And aren't even more evenly distributed.
one of the issues there is there's a bog up there that's conservation land.
It is conservation
That
to the
we're-
north, that,
We wouldn't be able to extend Barton Road any further than what it is
They can
now.
be parallel to that edge, is my point.
well, so from what I've seen, some of these developments are going up to as northernmost portion of that property as they can, and I don't know if there would be enough room to have city right-of-way through there.
Oh, well, it's just a planning idea of how to more evenly distribute the traffic in the area. So the same concept as a subdivision, only having one way in and one way out. What about a cross easement across so everybody uses each other's parking lots?
The plans that you have in your packet, that's something we could discuss at subdivision next
Okay.
week, because we'll be looking at all 4 lots.
Correct.
Oh, we will, okay.
Yes. So that might be something that comes up.
Okay, thank you.
And Thomas is here.
Oh, good, let's put Thomas on the
Cornell,
spot.
did you have a comment on this?
If you vote on this master street plan tonight, is it passed tonight, or does it go
No,
to council?
it has to go to city council.
Has to go to city council? Okay.
We're just recommending the improvement to city council.
When do you think it'll go to city council, Sean? Like the next couple of weeks?
I'm trying to think of the calendar here. It'll probably be December.
Okay. Can I make a recommendation, please?
Well, it's public comment, so you're,
Well, I would say, here is an applicant for track 4, which is the easternmost, which I've submitted an application for. I just want to make sure that what are we classifying it to? What's a minor arterial? How wide is that?
80,
80.
How wide is the road?
60? How wide is the actual curb to
How wide is
curb?
the required road for a minor arterial? The reason I'm asking is I don't want it to be wider than what our traffic study is going to show us that we need. We're doing a traffic study on Lot 4.
Well, if development continues out that direction, your traffic study may be woefully out of date.
Agreed.
Corn or cotton has a certain amount of traffic, vehicle trips per day, and a warehouse is a different number.
How long does that have to be? So that's what I'm afraid of. So if you dedicate this minor arterial, we got to follow your rules, which is fine. But then I don't see the road being wider than what Amazon has already provided, which is generally 36 feet. So if we go and do that, then we're going to have to build more of a road. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But
That was my point, that
Yeah.
if future development builds it at 48, Amazon will be a 36-foot bottleneck
yeah,
that
that's
the
why
city or the
I
state
caught it
could
too.
improve on their dime, okay? But you can't go back and ask Amazon to improve it.
Agreed. That's why I kind of jumped up here, Mr. Chambers. So that was my only concern.
I don't think, I can't speak for what's going to happen in the future, but
No, I can't either.
I don't think we're planning on doing anything different than what's Amazon's got now. We just want the right-of-way, the 80-foot right-of-way
I agree with
for
that.
something for future.
Absolutely.
So that's all we're talking about right now is the right-of-way and not the street width and
Well,
that kind of
I
stuff.
mean, by rule, I mean, if y'all say that it's a minor arterial, I know doing this a lot, I have to build that road width to what you say it has to be.
We understand.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can say that now, but then, a year from now, you're gonna say, hey, it's gotta be 48.
But the
But-
governing authority is
Mr.
the
Thomas?
DOT.
Gentlemen, at the same time, you're about to expand the warehousing in this area, and if you really want to choke that off, build a substandard road.
Yeah, we don't wanna
That's
choke anything, I
guaranteed
can
to
promise
do
you
it.
that.
I would be sitting there arguing for an 8-lane road paid for by the state, okay?
I'm just making sure that we don't get ourselves into trouble, go too far down the line, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Mr.
But yeah,
Parnell?
he's right, the governing authority
Yeah,
is
governing-
RDOT, so that'd be good. Right
So
away,
we, yeah, we
absolutely.
can't specify
Mr. Foster?
pavement width and.
Mr. Parnell,
different sections.
I was catching something there by your comment and your gestures. In our packet that we're gonna review next week or a couple of weeks, on a design review, have you followed the current guidelines for street width?
Yes, sir.
So
But
you-
we'll probably need,
Oh, is it gonna be, what you have submitted, is it 36 foot?
no, the current's only 24, or, yeah, 2 lanes.
Right there, it's only 24
Right,
feet.
that-
2
right,
lanes.
so,
But I'm saying,
wait till
are
I
you
see
going,
it being wide enough for any kind of development.
right, so what width have you submitted?
Just what's required right now. I think we'll have to work through that during design review.
Okay.
That's why I was kind of asking the timing of it.
Okay.
So we're asking to get the 80-foot right-of-way dedication, and then we can describe how wide it is at the
Right.
point in time when
There you go.
when
I
we
like that.
have,
Okay.
understand.
Is that
full-
okay?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. I just don't want to have to do
Okay.
more than what our traffic study.
I didn't want to bottleneck you, you know?
There you go, beautiful.
I'm actually more concerned that the road becomes a Spring Hill Road after about 3 years, and you get this in the pavement because all you're building on is mud, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing, there's no there.
My apologies for sticking my nose in this, but
Well, it's just-
I'm intimately
Public
involved in
comment,
it
you're
right
the
now.
public, public comment.
With the 20-foot having to be dedicated on the same side of the road, that changes the setbacks of the buildings. And so that's why we were wanting to get that established, so we
Right.
have this.
Absolutely agree with Mr. Spencer on that.
So the setback is, everybody knows what the setback is. So we know where there's a 20-foot set dedication and then another 40-foot setback or 30-foot or more industrial. Yeah, 30 feet setback for industrial. And so it's not, we're all of a sudden, we don't have a building 10 feet from the property line.
Agreed. Okay, sorry.
Can I ask a question of the Highway Department, our Representative, Mr. Banks? Can you answer a question regarding the interchange? Is that ever going to be improved? I mean, is it on any kind of schedule for upgrade? Because it's basically a 2-lane overpass at this time.
I've retired, so I currently have
Oh,
no,
no, okay.
I have no authority
Did not know
to
that.
speak on
Congratulations.
behalf of the Arkansas Department of Transportation at all.
Oh, take a stab at it.
Man, I was so glad to say that.
Are we gonna say hallelujah? Yes, we are.
Okay, any other comments on the public hearing?
I have one question. Sean, do we need to vote on this to forward this on to city council?
Yeah, yes, we're asking for a vote.
Do we
so
close the
sent-
public hearing, take a motion and go forward?
Correct.
Okay.
Any other comments? Motion,
I move to approve the upgrade to a minor arterial for this section of Highway 7.
motion made.
I second.
Seconded. All in favor of the motion to approve this and send it to city council? All in favor? Well, please call the roll on that.
Banks,
Yes.
Belasco,
Yes.
Chambers,
Yes.
Dietz, Foster,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Wallace,
Yes.
White,
Yes. Yes.
Chairman Clifton.
Yes. Thank you. It did pass. Public comment? Anyone? Motion?
So move.
Motion
Second.
made and seconded. We adjourn. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Yeah, that.
Thank you, Zoom customers.